while I was trying to sort my audio issues earlier.
It's fine. I might change it all entirely. No, I'm kidding. You're all come from. We're good to start now? We're good?
I believe so.
Okay. Excellent. So, all of you live in the city of Eastwood, which is a fairly self-contained city. There's not a lot of exports, there's not a lot of imports. This city would be characterized as peaceful for the most part. A couple days' journeys to the east would take you to one of the major ports, and a couple days' journey to the west would take you to maybe some of the more central cities that would be more focused on mining. The city is fairly close to the edge of the sea that's close by. There are a couple docks that you can go out and you can walk along the beach. It would take you maybe an hour or so to get out there, but you could get there. And then on the other side, there's a large forest, which nothing remarkable about it. It's mainly used for excursions, maybe some hunting, wood cutting, a basic quiet forest. The city is not super large. Most people would recognize other people just walking down the street. Even if you weren't friendly enough to say hello or ask them about their family, you know the faces. And so it's a beautiful spring day, probably around 10 o'clock in the morning. And all of you have come out to the forest for various reasons today, just kind of enjoying the birds singing, the sun coming through the leaves. There's a slight breeze coming, and you can smell some of the wildflowers just kind of drifting by the wind. And if you have allergies, then your allergies are definitely starting to spike a little bit with the pollen. So if I may, I'd like to ask Alice, why is Philly out in the woods this morning?
Philly is out in the woods this morning because she's been pickpocketing this morning, and she's kind of now finding somewhere to run and hide and just keep it down a little bit, the down low, until it calms down, because she's swiped breakfast and lunch effectively and some crockery, and has decided to just go and sit in the forest and eat her lunch there, where she can't be chased away again.
Okay. And does Philly have a particular spot that she likes to return to? Does she have a hideout?
She doesn't have a hideout, and she also never tends to go to the same spot, because she's very paranoid that someone will follow her and they will find that hiding spot. But she does tend to sit in trees. She will find a branch, climb up, and eat up there so that she can watch in case anyone has followed her.
Okay. So I would say that Philly finds a nice tree after some little bit of going out into the woods. It's a tree that she doesn't remember seeing before, even if she's been somewhat in this area. It's a good-sized oak tree. And it does take a little bit of scrambling to get up there because some of the first branches are kind of higher up, and Philly's pretty small, but she's good at this. She's done this before. And as Philly climbs up to kind of sit a little bit in this tree and look out, she doesn't see anyone coming. What she does see, though, which is a little bit unusual in this forest, is down behind the tree, there's a ring, looks of toadstools and little shiny pebbles. The ring's about 6 feet wide. They're just kind of sitting out behind the tree. And why don't you make me a perception check?
Perception check. It has been 2 months since I checked. Why is it perception? That's a 12.
Okay. So Philly can see that there seems to be something in the middle of this ring, but you can't tell what it is. So what would Philly do?
I think Philly would sort of looks around just to make sure there is definitely no one coming before she sort of shoves that apple in her mouth and starts shuffling down the tree. And her first thought is, great, mushrooms, breakfast, but then after seeing them how they're placed in a circle, sort of approaches, and being 6 years old, steps over and just goes to have a look at what's in the center.
Okay. So Philly does step into the ring?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the instant you step foot into the ring, your vision kind of clouds over with this kind of white mist, and you are instantly teleported out of the forest and placed into a room that is stone floor, stone ceilings, stone ceilings, stone walls, and there's nothing in this room. There's no door, there's no window. It's just a dark room.
And she stands there for a moment and takes another bite of her apple and is like, hello? Hello? Like, as it walks over, starts like tapping on all the walls and knocking on absolutely everything. She doesn't seem too alarmed, but at the same time is more just curious and every now and then taking another bite out of her apple as she's prodding all the stones. Because she's like, well, if I got in here, there's got to be a way out.
Yep. And as you call hello and prod, you hear a voice kind of echo through, "We will be with you momentarily. Please wait patiently."
And again, sort of looking around, is like,
What, waiting for what?
And you don't hear a response.
Oh, well, that's rude.
that is, again, takes another bite out of the apple and just sits herself down cross-legged. Did I appear in the middle of the room or just... Yeah,
Yes.
then she moves away from the middle of the room because she's thinking if she dropped out of nowhere, she doesn't want anyone to fall on her.
I like Philly. Philly's very smart. Okay. So we will pan away from Philly a little bit. And I'd like to move to Euphemia. Is that how it's pronounced?
Something I randomly made up. Euphemia, sure.
Okay, yeah. I really like it. I was just like, I hope I got that right. So Euphemia, tell me why you were in the forest this morning.
Well, I don't really enjoy the forest. It's very, very enclosed. I live on the coast, kind of far up, but I really needed to go get some herbs that only grow in the forest to make some, medicinal things, and so I'm scurrying around the forest in one of my favorite forms, which is skunk form, because things leave me alone in skunk form, and looking for these herbs that I'm trying to find so that I can get back home.
Okay. And as you're kind of scurrying through the undergrowth, I would say that, why don't you give me a perception check real quick?
Okay. I got a 21.
Okay. And up ahead, you can kind of see directly through the undergrowth. You're still kind of like in a bush, hiding a little bit where you probably can't be seen. You see a figure ahead of you that you probably recognize a little bit from the town a little bit. Drusilla, you are out in the woods as well. And can you share a little bit about why you're out in the woods?
I am probably out in the woods because I'm just doing, secret warlock stuff. My dad doesn't know I'm a warlock. I'm trying to keep it on the DL. So I'm probably out in the woods and I'm just casting whatever cantrips I can, kind of trying to learn more about my powers. They're relatively new. And on my shoulder, there is my familiar, which has taken the shape of a pseudo-dragon. And as I'm casting, Eldritch Blast and Mage Hand and trying to pick things up and seeing what I can and cannot do, I'm talking to my dragon, whose name is Sugarable. I'm probably saying things like, that wasn't as good as last time. I just need to concentrate. And then shooting off an Eldritch Blast, and I'm like, ooh, that was a good one. I think that would do a lot of damage.
Okay. And as you're firing off these bolts here, you fire one, and Euphemia, it actually goes right over the bush that you were hiding in. It doesn't hit you, but it goes right over the bush. And you see this young woman with this dragon on her shoulder, pseudo-dragon on her shoulder, who's apparently just firing in your direction. What do you do?
I stomp my front feet and I turn around and I raise my tail.
Can I see the skunk?
Why don't you give me a perception check as well?
Okay. I'm gonna get sprayed by Brittner.
I'm not actually going to spray. I'm just threatening. So you run away from me.
What did you say, perception?
Yes, please.
Oh, I didn't notice this one. I don't
You
know.
do not notice the skunk who is hiding in the bush.
Okay. Oh, gosh, I almost caught that bush on fire. Whew. Guess if I burnt down the forest, that would be kind of bad. I think Dad would probably ground me. So maybe I should relax. Gosh, it's weird having so much power, you know?
I realize that I've not been noticed, and then I turn around and I just kind of like just start to listen. Because I like to people watch sometimes. Like a creeper.
Okay. And as Drusilla, as you continue to practice, maybe you're aiming more at stones rather than trees right now. You hear someone coming through the forest behind you. And Hans, I don't remember how to pronounce your character's name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's Ryu, and we're gonna see if the cameras are okay or if I blew them up. Nope, looks fine. Everything over here is normal. Yeah, so Ryu.
Great. So Ryu, you are out in the forest for Ryu reasons. And you... Well, first, why don't you tell me why you're out in the forest?
I am running as part of my daily regime.
Okay. So you are not creeping through this forest. You are making noise. Drusilla, you hear someone coming closer. Euphemia, you also hear this. And Ryu, as you're running, you realize you're coming up on a clearing that you don't actually remember being here before. And inside the clearing, you see a 6-foot by 6-foot ring made of toadstools and small shiny pebbles.
Okay, that's intriguing. Yeah, and it's just suddenly here, so... Okay, that probably needs investigating.
Okay. How would you like to investigate this?
Ryu's gonna stop running and dab like this for a second, and now he's gonna walk up and look at it. I don't really actually know anything about nature or about magic, so... How shiny are these stones?
They are very reflective. If you think of like the white flecks in like beach stones, so they're not like glossy, but they do kind of catch some of the light.
Okay, but I have effectively no money, and I don't know how much these things would sell for in town, but yeah, I would pick up a handful of those.
Okay. If you would like to... Are you standing outside of it, or do you step into the circle to pick them up?
I'll just step directly into the circle.
Okay. Very similar thing happens. Your vision clouds over with a white shimmer. You don't feel like you've been lifted anywhere, but as soon as the clouds come away, you are dropped into this room. It's about 6 foot wide, stone, and there is a little girl also sitting in this room.
Hello.
Yeah. Did you touch the stones?
No.
And she just takes another bite out of her apple.
I did step in the ring though.
Okay. Is this a prison?
And sort of looks around.
I don't know, prisons normally have bars on them.
Yeah. I don't know what else you call a room with no doors.
How did you get in here?
I went in the ring.
Well,
We will be with you shortly. Please wait patiently.
That's not
Nah.
gonna
Comes the
happen.
voice again.
Did you steal something?
No. Like, it looks rather offended. Like,
Did you? That's a yes.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know who stones those were.
I didn't touch any of the stones.
Do I have any stones in my hand? Did I manage to actually successfully touch any stones?
Yeah, I would say you probably have 3 stones.
you think these are worth
and one
anything?
toadstool.
And a toadstool. Nice. You think those
Those
are?
things can be poisonous, you know.
I wasn't going to eat it
Why not?
because you just said it's poisonous.
Anyway, if you don't cook it right,
Okay, here you go.
thank you.
And I would like to put the toadstool in like one of my bags.
Okay, you now have a toadstool. Great. So we'll shift away if you are content with, unless there's something else you wanted to have a conversation while I was in the room. Drusilla. Oh, sorry.
No. I think she just goes and stands on the other side of the room.
That's fine. Then Ryu goes and stands exactly opposite that, and they can just both cross their arms and stare at each other.
Just like
Great. Okay. Drusilla and Euphemia. Over the sounds of the Eldritch Blasts, you both heard someone running through the woods, a pause, and they were probably close to 10, 15 feet away from you when all of a sudden the noise stopped. There was nothing, and then all of a sudden, or there was noise, and then all of a sudden there was nothing. And you don't know who it was, or where, if they're still there watching, or what's going on.
I like to think that because I had stopped my little stampy thing and I had turned to spy, and then I suddenly heard running. Euphemia is a very sort of nervous creature, and so I feel like maybe sometimes she just kind of like accidentally pops out of animal form if she gets startled. So now very suddenly with the running sound, there is a human just on the ground, sticking out of the bush.
I think as that happens, Sugar Bowl kind of hisses, and I turn and I look at you, and then I look at the sound. This is. Oh, I've never run to people before. Were you in that bush the whole time?
Not the whole time, no. I wasn't spying.
Were you spying?
Only a little.
Do I recognize this person?
You had said before that I probably recognized Drusilla, so I feel like you probably know of the weirdo that lives in the shack on the coast.
Okay.
My whatever thingy-majigger I picked was folk hero, so I guess I am known.
I'm also a folk hero. So I kind of squint my eyes and I say, "Wait a minute, I know you."
I doubt it. I'm going to go.
No, wait, no, I know you. You. What was your folk hero? What did you do?
Just in terms of like healing some lord's pet dog or something.
Yes, I know you. It was Lord Heinlein had his pet dog Chomper sting, and he was sick, and you healed him. Yes, I know you. You drank for free at my father's tavern for weeks after.
Well, you can't really turn down a free drink when it's offered to you. But yes.
What are you doing out in the woods?
What are you doing out in the woods?
Not spying.
That's fair.
What it just be what did you see?
There was a really nice petunia bush, and there were some toadstools back there, but they weren't the right kind that I needed. And I'm looking for a type of lily, actually, that but I haven't seen that yet. Oh, you mean you? You just shot some weird magic around, and that was it. Just talk to yourself a bit. Although maybe you were talking to a friend.
I don't do magic.
Yeah, you did. You almost shot me, but I was a skunk, so you didn't see me.
I don't do magic. I know what you're talking about.
All right then. I think I'll stand up now. So you don't do magic, and I, wasn't in the bush. Goodbye then.
Well, wait. Didn't you hear someone else just now?
Yes, you could go investigate that. That sounds perfectly reasonable for you to go do while I leave.
Well, I mean, I don't want to investigate by myself. I don't do magic, so I have no way of protecting myself. If it were a monster. I mean, there are rumors that there are monsters everywhere. I heard a rumor about a sea witch who lives in
That is just a
cabin,
rumor.
and she sacrifices babies. And how do I know that there aren't 4 switch that do the same thing?
That was a very unfounded rumor because they saw me. The fishermen don't like me, and they want me to move away. It's not true. I don't do anything with babies. I don't even like babies. Unless it's baby animal. I really like baby animals.
You're the sea witch.
No. Let's go investigate that thing.
Well,
And you don't do magic. Goodbye. Or yes. No, not goodbye, because we're going. Alright, let's go.
I'm gonna walk towards the sound,
Okay.
or where the sound was.
Yep. As you kind of walk through the woods here in the undergrowth, you can see that there's a small clearing. Same thing. There's a ring of toadstools and stones, and it is uninterrupted. There's no stones missing. There's no toadstools missing. And in the center, kind of looks like it might be something moving, like a small creature, maybe caught or trapped or something. It's hard to tell.
Euphemia, who has been walking behind Drusilla, just like bursts on, like maybe even like moving her out of the way a smidge just to go descend upon this.
Wait, this has to be a fairy circle. You can't just jump in there.
It's done.
Yep. Clouds, vision, poof, into the room. Small little girl, half-orc monk. Do you, when you push Drusilla out of the way, do you push her forward out of the way, or do you push her to the side out of the way?
I feel like for narrative interest, I just kind of accidentally, but because I don't care, elbow check her, so maybe it does kind of fumble her forward.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
That's okay with you.
Okay.
Totally.
So since you're okay with that, Drusilla, both of you have gone into the ring. Both of you have experienced the white fog, and now all 4 of you are in this stone room. There is stone floor, stone walls, stone ceiling, no door. It is somehow still dimly lit, and there are now 4 of you in this room.
But where did it go? I think it might have been a bunny or something. It looked very hurt. Where'd it go?
Where did it go? Where did we go?
I'm pretty sure it's prison.
Oh.
Ah!
We're waiting patiently for more
Oh my
information.
And as Philly says this, there's a flash, and in the corner of the room steps a huge figure out of nowhere. This figure fills almost a whole half of the room, and this figure is dressed in deep gray fluttering silk with strings of pearls and amethyst kind of strung around its neck. And the voice booms, "Welcome! I am so grateful that you have joined me today. I am Kay, but you can call me the Great One. I've been watching you, little ones. Your mortal desires and your wants, they are entertaining to me. As many of you have persevered through many things, I invite you to a test. Each of you seeks something, and I can do what I can to help you along that way. If you survive through this and make it to the end, this should be an interesting study of the mortal condition. And the figure snaps the figure's fingers, and right next to him appears a much smaller, more humanoid-sized figure, dressed all in black, with a hood pulled up. And the large figure, Kay, the Great One, nods to the smaller figure, who steps to the other side of the room, kind of parts all four of you, so two on one side and two on the other side, to the other side of the room. And there's suddenly a door there that wasn't there before. The figure reaches, opens the door, and pulls it inward. And through the doorway... Is Drusilla raising her hand? Okay. He's gonna ignore it for just a quick second. The door.
I'm just gonna keep it raised though, and I'm just.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure it was in narrative, and I could ignore it in narrative.
It is.
Through the doorway, you all can see a separate hallway. Stone floor, stone ceilings, stone walls. It's probably about 50 feet by 20 feet tall. And on the far side, on a small stone platform, is a shimmering amethyst crystal that throws light off, bouncing around the room. And it's kind of rotating a little bit. And the large figure says, "The goal is simple. Everyone must pass through the doorway and touch the gem. You win. Done if you do this. And you receive everything that I can provide you. Now, I have something to attend to, but my Chamberlain here will keep tabs on you and answer whatever questions we can perhaps take care of." Yes?
Might this be a conflict of interest for me? I'm not 100% sure how all of this works, but my patron is the Undying, and I don't know that they would take too kindly to me working for another fiendish overlord.
I'm not a fiendish overlord. I am the Great One. I appreciate your concern, young mortal, but you're here, aren't you? And there's only one way out.
Excuse me, Kay, was it?
The
Kay?
Great One.
Okay, Kay, I think you'll find that this is kidnap and false imprisonment.
Yeah, you can't make a kid run through a dungeon.
Thank you. What is it?
I can do what I want.
I mean, you're what,
You're-
like 5?
Well,
What, me? I'm 6.
see, she's fine. He nods to the Chamberlain, who closes the door again. Well, cheerio. And the large figure vanishes, and you're left in the room, and the door's still there. The Chamberlain is standing next to the door. There are a few rules to be followed. I will be relaying them now. Your goal is to get everyone through the door and touch the crystal. When referencing the Great One, you will use the correct title of the Great One. Teleportation and plane shifting are strictly prohibited, and I advise you do not try it. Don't kill your party members unless otherwise instructed. Carry on. What would you like to do?
I would like to approach the door and see if I can detect any sort of magical interference. Maybe like a secret barrier.
Okay. Why don't you give me an Arcana check?
What? Not what I wrote.
Ooh, nice. There is definitely, excuse me, there's definitely magic, Arcana magic surrounding this doorway. And you can tell that it's not really a barrier to keep you out. It's almost like it might be a teleportation barrier. If that makes sense.
Philly will just sort of take the last few bites of her apple, look up at Drusilla, just sort of wipe her mouth and just throw the apple core at this, whatever this is, and she'll see where it goes.
Sorry, you threw it through the door?
Yeah, I'm throwing it through the door just to see if, whether like a force field stops it or if this teleportation thing happens. Do I know where it goes?
Okay. Yeah. As you throw the apple core through it, the doorway space shimmers, and the image of the hallway with the crystal vanishes. And instead, you can see another long hallway. This is about 100 feet, so it's twice the size. It's probably 10 feet wide, and it's hard to tell what's going on at the far end, but closer on the walls, there's shelves and plinths, and you can see that there are gold goblets and silver coins hung on ribbons that are kind of set on all of these little plinths and shelving units, if you will. And there's candles lit on each side of each one, so that it seems that these items are held in high esteem and are very precious.
Do I see this change as well?
Yes. Sorry, yes. Everyone can see the change as soon as the apple core goes through. And you can see the apple core bounce and roll down the hall a couple feet.
That was very clever, little one.
Thank you.
Sort of shuffles away and starts walking through the door.
No. You can't just walk through.
Why?
You're not an apple.
No, I'm not. You're observant.
We don't know that it's safe yet.
Do you want me to throw another one?
No, because you're not an apple.
Into my pocket, pull out another one.
Now put the apple back in your pocket. Let me send, and I turn to Sugar Bowl. Let me send Sugar Bowl through.
Sugar bowl.
Yes, Sugar Bowl. And the dragon rears up and it like flicks its tail.
I offer the apple to the dragon.
She takes it, and then she spits it out. She only likes sweet things.
This is a sweet one.
That's fine. It's healthy. She doesn't like healthy food.
I have to spit it.
And like just starts wiping it on her like small sort
She's
of
just like
waistcoat.
like a cat. She's like.
Philly
let
just
me-
scowls at this dragon.
Let me send Sugar Bowl through. If it is something that might harm organic life, she would simply just be recalled. It's
Look,
fine.
You're giving her a conniption. What?
Didn't the rules say that everyone was supposed to go through it at the same time, and maybe your pet kind of counts as everyone, and that might break the rules?
Oh, okay.
And I hold out my hands to hold hands with everyone.
Can we all fit in the door all at once?
You could try. It's a pretty standard door frame,
I mean,
but I'd love to see you guys try.
I'm small. Like,
Maybe, you, the bigger fella, could pick up the child creature, and
Whoa. No one's picking me up.
No, she's definitely a thief.
Excuse me? Who's the one with the rocks in their pocket?
Yeah, well. Okay, yeah, I didn't say I wasn't a thief.
You called me the thief.
Okay.
Okay, so team building exercises aren't really my thing, so I'm just going to be shaped down into a rabbit.
Oh, wow!
and I then go over and start.
Don't touch. She's clearly feeling a little overwhelmed. It would be best not to crowd the rabbit.
I wasn't gonna touch her.
I'm gonna squat down in front of the rabbit and like put my hands out, but not touch her.
Like out like this.
Yeah.
I'll hop up.
Okay.
I'm just animaling out here. I'm taking no responsibility for anything that is
I'm
happening.
just gonna stand there like holding this rabbit, and Sugar Bowl I think is sniffing you, but doesn't seem aggressive.
I always wanted a rabbit.
Well, this one is a human. Well, I guess it might be a little easier for us to go through all together at once now. Do I recognize either of these two?
I'm not sure who these two are right now.
I'm
but
pointing to the only two that I haven't asked.
The
okay.
non-rabbits.
That's fair.
Non-rabbit.
Yeah, you would know them by sight. Maybe not always know the names, especially Philly sounds like a little bit of like an urchin, kind of. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
so
seen her wandering around the streets and obviously pickpocketing people.
Yeah, and Ryu
Yeah.
comes into the tavern and orders very large amounts of food at one time. So like 3 or 4 people's worth of food. Yeah.
yeah.
Have you mentioned, Ryu, have you mentioned your, like, what you're looking for in this town or what you hate?
No, that would be too much fun. I mean, maybe like in a drunken, like, you know, like misstep, just saying something like, yeah, damn necromancers, something like that. But that's probably about it.
Well, I'm going to squint at both of you. When this is all over, I suppose the least I could do is give you all a round on the house slash my dad. He technically owns the brewery, and I would have to approve it with him, but
What, you're gonna give me beer?
no,
It really doesn't sound responsible.
I'm not going to give you beer. I'll give you some hot milk with honey. But this is also a fantasy land where children probably drink.
Because it's deeper than the water, right?
Safer than the water.
I'm by the rabbit, just not touching the rabbit, but resisting touching the rabbit.
All right, I'm going to step right up to the door and look back over my shoulder. And Sugar Bowl is going to kind of, readjust herself on my shoulder so her neck is her tail is wrapped around my neck. And I'm going to look back and be like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And I just go and fix myself onto one part of your clothing.
So everyone is attached to Drusilla except for Ryu, and they're going to try to shimmy through this doorway together.
Yes. I love it.
It's very good.
Okay, I need dexterity checks from Ryu and Drusilla, and I think, Philly, you're small enough that you're going to be able to get through no matter what.
Just a straight dex check?
Yes, please.
Talon character sheet. I will be there any second now.
Good.
I'm not saying I'm overtaxing my computer, I'm just saying it's running slow.
Do you want me to open your character sheet?
No, I've gotten that far now, so now I just have to click the button.
Okay.
Thank you. So here we go.
Okay. Unfortunately, the rolls were not quite good enough. Philly and Euphemia and Sugar Bowl all seem to be able to get through at the same time, as well as part of Drusilla and all of Ryu, but Drusilla's just like a half second behind everyone else.
Oh no.
But you all step into this hallway that you can now see. 100 feet down, kind of dimly lit, but with the sconces and the torches here. Nothing else seems to happen. The air changes a little bit. There's more of an echo of your footsteps, and you all kind of like make your way through. But other than that, nothing really has changed.
Oh, well, that was easy.
And I start walking down the corridor.
Okay.
I
As
just,
you
like, sniff the air. I'm a rabbit.
No, I love it. Can you please give me a perception check?
Oh, golly. Good thing that I made that one reasonable. Wow.
Very nice. Most of what comes to you is there's a little bit of a dampness in the room. You smell a significant amount of metal, which at this point you can attribute to much of what is on the shelves here, the metal goblets, the metal coins that are pretty good size. And there's just like a slightest hint of what might be old bones coming from the other side of the hallway that you can't quite see yet.
See,
Kinda like squish down into the hands some more.
I think Sugar Bowl is also sniffing at the air, and I'm able to sense anything that she can sense because she's my familiar.
Okay. All right, then I would say you pretty much get the same thing. Lots of metal in this room, and just like a tiniest little bit of old bones.
Okay. Was anyone paying attention to the rules when we came in here? Because I wasn't.
We have to touch the crystal,
That was it, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
but the crystal has seemingly disappeared.
Okay. Right.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I do smell something a bit like, and I kind of like tilt my head and you can see Sugar Bowl's nose working. A bit like old bones.
What?
Old bones.
How'd you know what that smells like?
The rabbit is shaking its head.
Well, they smell very different from new bones.
What do new bones smell like?
Well, it depends on how new they are, but wet.
Ugh.
Like, just sort of has a look around to make
Kind
sure
of
she's not
tangy,
gotten anything.
little like iron.
You can
Old
smell
bones
that?
smell like parchment, mushrooms, dirt.
Oh no, that's me.
Like, and she literally pulls the mushroom that Ryu gave her out of her pocket.
No, I'm not smelling your. I was just providing kind of tasting notes for the old bone, but I don't actually smell your mushroom.
Oh, okay. Does that mean we have to stop?
No, just perhaps that we are not the first mortals that have been subjected to this test.
She just sort of nods and frowns, like looking around the room.
I don't know. I don't think I'd ever seen those mushrooms and those stones out there before. I run that circuit like every day, and that was definitely new.
Yes, I've been out a few times as well and never noticed them. What about you, Bunny? Have you ever noticed those before?
So
I mean, I'm gonna keep going, old bones or not. So
Yeah, I mean, we got to touch that stone, right? I mean,
yeah,
I'm just gonna start strolling like,
weirdos.
I can't believe she called you that. And Ryu starts walking after Philly.
as you walk down the hallway, you can see that you can start to see the end of the hallway. And there is a door in the far side. It's a door smack in the middle of the wall. In front of the door is the Chamberlain, dressed all in black with a black hood. And in front of the Chamberlain, there is a large wooden table that is set in the hallway, completely blocking it from end to end. And in front of it, behind it, there's a what looks to be a humanoid dressed all in armor, sitting on a stool. The elbow is placed on the table and the hand is outstretched. This. And there is a stool on your side of the table. And the figure in armor doesn't move as you approach, but the Chamberlain kind of, welcome to the first room. Continue.
Ooh, I know this, and I look at Ryu. This is arm wrestling. This is the arm wrestling test.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who wants to do that one?
You want it, you.
What?
Your arm is the size of my entire head.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to do it. I mean, somebody else could take a turn if they want. I mean...
No. We have to...
Okay, no, I'm just joking. I got
No
this. All
offense.
right. Okay. Give me a minute here. And so on and so forth. Okay, yeah.
I just realized we've been treated to another sleeveless Hans.
Yeah, I did that. I did that just for you guys and also the Incredible Heat.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryu puts his elbow up on the table.
We're gonna do you grab the hand?
Yeah, that's probably what we traditionally do. Yeah,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Arm
Didn't
Nope.
want to jump ahead.
we're good.
We're gonna make contested strength rolls.
Okay.
So you make a strength roll, I make a strength roll.
All right. Let me push a button.
Okay, so 18 to 12.
Wow, you both critted on that second roll.
Oh no.
So you're able to strain and push, and you take the arm down, and it's a good solid arm. Like you can hear a creak of armor, and you're able to force it not all the way down, about halfway. Give me another strength roll.
Oh, that's no fun. Okay.
Okay, this is starting to get a little bit tiring for you. You're not used to maybe arm wrestling, maybe you lift more weights, but you're able to force it, smash into the table.
Okay. Yeah. Good stuff.
As you sit back, the armor kind of comes center, nods, and just kind of crumples, and you can see that the armor starts falling off in pieces, and there was a skeleton inside of the armor. And around the skeleton's neck, there was a key on a chain. And the Chamberlain just kind of, well done, continue.
Is it more impressive or less impressive that that was a skeleton?
Are you asking me?
No, I was actually asking everybody else, but I mean, what do you
Less
think?
impressive.
Yeah.
Have you ever fought a skeleton?
No, I kind of felt cheated there at the end because yeah. Hmm.
The rabbit kind of non-committally shrugs.
Hmm. Well. Hmm.
I'm sniffing to see what old bones smell like.
I actually want to grab some of the. Is there skeleton dust?
It is not, you can't get any dust right yet, but you could take some bones and grind it up later if you'd like.
Oh, it's not. It didn't dissolve into dust. Yeah, I'm gonna
No,
take
I'm
some
sorry.
bones. Just some bones that fit in my pocket.
Okay, let's see you get a couple of knuckle bones.
Yeah, I was gonna
Where?
say some knuckle bones.
Hey,
All
kid,
right.
kid,
Are
grab
you
that key
still
while you're up
holding
there.
me with both hands?
I think maybe I can shift you and hold you.
I like tucked under your.
I take the key whilst looking mildly disturbed that Drusilla is picking apart this skeleton.
As I'm doing, I'm kind of like, that won't do. I think that would be good. Could make a bone meal out of that one.
What are you gonna do with those?
Brewery secret.
Ooh.
Immediately recoil.
You
You're
do,
allowed to
who-
take that.
Well, why not? They didn't say we couldn't take anything.
No, but you didn't ask either.
Is the chaplain still there?
The Chamberlain is still there, yes.
Chamberlain. Can I?
Yes.
Am I allowed to take things?
If you want, the rules don't specifically prohibit it.
I look at Philly.
Fair enough.
What else is in this room we can take? I'm taking a look around. This is for the DM. What else is in this room we can take?
There's a lot of candles you could take. As you kind of look closer at some of the things on the walls, you see that they're all kind of old-fashioned, maybe trophies and like medals, kind of inscribed like first place arm wrestling,
Oh.
or like greatest strength in the land, kind of a thing. And they're
Are
all
there names on the trophies?
there are on some of them.
Is it the same name?
No. There are several different names. A lot of them are all under the name of Kurt. But there are some others sprinkled in here.
I'm taking all of the arm wrestling trophies that I can fit into whatever backpack I have, and also like pointing with one of these like candlesticks at Philly. Hey kid, are these worth anything?
No.
And then if he puts them down, I want to pick them up.
Dang it! What was I thinking?
Is this like wax candles as well? Because I really want the wax and everything.
Yeah, they look
Okay.
like wax candles.
She's got
Were
like a
you-
little waistcoat that she just starts stuffing stuff in.
I want to know what Ryu's insight is because he seems very gullible.
I'm hoping bad. Let me check. It's probably like a. I think I've got like a +1. Yeah, I've got a +1.
I have great charisma.
I will let you handle that however you want to handle that, but
She's
wanna be-
small. He's not going to fight her over it. He's just going to feel put out. It doesn't.
Take
The only person who can appraise things and tell you if it's worth something to sit to fence is also the one who's stealing them too. It's like you can't win.
okay. So Philly, you have some trophies. I'd say you probably have about 5 or 6 that you can fit in a bag. And
Oh, I'd leave the trophies.
No.
Oh, you leave the trophy.
Those are for me. You can always get the name scratched off of those. That's fine.
I misunderstood. My apologies.
You got all the candlesticks though, huh?
I want the candles.
All right, Drusilla, you have some bones. Euphemia, do you want anything?
I was gonna say I look at the rabbit and I say, do you need anything?
And it's some-
Euphemia, who is tucked under your arm and has realized that this is probably not her favorite place in the world, just does another non-committal rabbit shrug.
Oh. Okay.
I walk over with one of the candles and hold it up to the rabbit.
Do you want a candle? Or do you want a trophy?
Like just literally going through them because you're not talking.
I think your character alarms my character a little bit. I think children are probably the thing that Euphemia knows the least about, and just kind of like scrunches up, and just at like the third thing you show her, just shakes her head yes to get you to stop.
Like Philly's purely interested in you because you're a rabbit right now. Like,
Kind of did it to yourself there.
Okay. And Philly, I believe you also were the one to pick up the key, correct?
yeah, she did scoop up the key.
Okay. What would you like to do with that?
Is there a door?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a door.
just checking.
I think I said that, but I maybe forgot to say that there was a door. But
Can
there's a door.
I go look through the keyhole first, please?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Chamberlain's kind of standing next to the door and
He's like,
Excuse me.
kind of shuffles to the side a little bit to give you a little more space. And through the keyhole, you can see that there is the room with the crystal on the far side of it that you were originally shown.
and she's sort of like winking, looking through, like,
I don't trust this.
and just sort of puts the key in and just turns it, and with her foot pushes the door open, but doesn't step over the threshold.
Okay. Yeah, the door swings open. And it's a room. It's about 50 feet ahead of you. There's a crystal shimmering on a pedestal, kind of rotating a little bit, shooting off the flares of light.
It's not really there though, is it?
She looks back at the rest of them, sort of eyeing up the apple.
I don't really want to waste another apple.
I don't know. Is that like a magic thing?
Why don't you throw one of your trophies and we'll find out?
I mean, I won those fairly, but I mean, yeah, sure.
You can pick it up, or just roll.
Okay, so I throw the trophy.
Okay. The instant it passes through the doorway shimmers. And the vision of the crystal on the far side disappears, and instead, you see that there is an expanse of an underground cavern with stalactites hanging from the ceiling, water dripping down from them. The entire floor is covered in what looks like dark, goopy water and mesh. There's moss and vines hanging from everywhere, and the smell kind of starts rolling through the room, through the doorway. It almost smells like a fen or a swamp kind of sunk down underground, and it's just been festering here. The air is dead silent. There's no movement in here.
I'm so glad I didn't throw my apple.
Yeah, thanks, kid.
The rabbit looks very excited and like kind of like tries to do this motion to get Drusilla to keep walking.
Rabbit's like,
I don't know how to explain rabbit motion.
It works.
so actually, you and Sugar Bowl can communicate telepathically.
Oh.
I mean, Sugar Bowl can communicate telepathically with any of us, but I mean, since you're in your rabbit form, you could communicate to Sugar Bowl, and then Sugar Bowl could communicate it to me.
Hi. Lizard.
Sugar Bowl, I don't think she can actually speak, but you just get like in your head kind of like a little like burst of frustration, and then kind of like an inquiry.
Probably really good mushrooms in there.
There's a flash of like exclamation point. And then I kind of tilt my head. I think because Sugar Bowl's my familiar, we can communicate telepathically more in depth. And I go, our rabbit friend, did you introduce your name, by the way? Out of character? No.
I think so.
I don't think any of us.
I don't think any
No,
of
we're
us.
the worst group ever.
We are so rude. Our rabbit friend here thinks that there might be mushrooms in here.
And Philly immediately looks excited.
She wants us to go forward. And I'll step forward.
Okay. And do you step forward through the door?
Oh, have we not stepped through the door yet?
No, you were on this side of the door.
Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta try and do it again. In harmony.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Like the same thing.
It might be easier if you just take my hand. And I hold my hand up to Ryu.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. In that case, you can roll dexterity checks with advantage.
Ooh, here we go.
Ooh, yeah. Definitely needed that advantage.
So it does look like, for the best of your ability to see, you all did get through at the same time, but you still enter out into the swamp.
I am, as soon as I know we are through, I'm going to immediately, like, kick out with my back legs. I'd probably scratch you. Scramble out of your arms and poof back into a person, and then start, like, rummaging around for interesting plant life.
If you'd like, you can roll me a perception check.
Okay. Why did I roll twice? I'm very confused about what just happened here.
Oh, it's just because you have the, like, auto roll, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I always just take the first one if it's not advantage. Is that correct?
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So you do find that this is very unusual moss that you're able to find. It's because I don't know how often you go underground into sunken caverns, but this is moss that you wouldn't find very much in the woods or even by the beach that you normally frequent. So it's unusual moss for you. You're not quite sure what it would be good for, but you can definitely take some if you'd like some.
Oh, yeah. I have, like, pouches and things with little, like, collecting stuff. So.
So you are in this swamp, and it's a pretty good sized cavern. Seems to be fairly circular, large area. And as far as you can tell, you can't see where there would be a door at this point. But maybe on the far side, there looks to be like small flickering orange light against the edge of the cavern. And that seems to be a good time to take a break.
Ooh, perfect. That's a good timing. So let me go ahead and throw a break screen up, and that way everybody can scramble off and do the things they need to do. And then we'll be back to find out what happens to us in the rest of this room.
What do you mean happens to you?
I mean, you know, it's D&D. Okay, ready, set, and break. We will have sound, I do hope. Chat, if we don't have sound, tell me, because you know I'm bad at this. Otherwise, we're set.
Great. So just quick recap. You're in the cave, underground swamp. It is pretty dark in here. So you can see, for those of you with dark vision, you can see about 60 feet. And you can't tell on the opposite side if there's a door, but there is a little bit orange flickering light. Probably a good, I want to say 70, 80 feet off ahead of you.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
First off, real quick, I want to know if anybody else still sees the Be Right Back screen or if they see our camera faces, because I can't get my Zoom to update. Okay, good. My Zoom just does not update, or not my Zoom, Twitch. Okay, that's all. This is definitely a nature thing, right? I mean, I don't really do the underground thing.
I've just kind of zoomed off to look for plants, so...
Yeah, I mean, she seems fine.
I think Philly's
Is it like...
looking-
Oh,
Sorry.
you go. You do your thing.
I think Philly's looking around. If she can find a stick, then she's going to have a stick that she's just poking things with to see how stable the ground is.
Okay. No stick, but you can find what might be like a root that you can kind of pull up out of the dirt and the stones and everything. And it takes a little bit to kind of get it and rest it, but you do eventually have a good root.
Yeah, I'll probably use that to test the ground, and then I'm going to keep hold of my root.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for the same thing just to figure out how are we walking through like swampy waters, or is there a path?
There is no path that you can see. At the doorway, the water's probably about an inch deep. And it does seem to like kind of get a little bit deeper at parts. Maybe from what you can see, maybe as deep as maybe like 6 inches. For like, it's about 6 inches. From what you can see, but it doesn't look like it's going to come up like you're going to have to go swimming.
Well, I suppose we should just keep walking forward.
Should we go over to that glowy thing over there?
I'm gonna hike my skirts up to try and keep them at least a little bit dry, and then wade towards the light.
I'm literally just going to wade through. Just...
Okay.
At this point, I will come splashing back to the group with no care about whether or not I'm messing up my clothes. Just splash, splash, splash. With my bag full of moss.
You've got quite a bit of moss. You could probably make a moss pillow at this point if you wanted to.
I found moss.
Okay.
Yeah.
As-
And nobody else is excited about moss. Alright then. Have you made a plan?
We're gonna go to the glowy thing.
Oh, that makes the most sense, yeah.
As you step through the swamp, kind of pushing aside some of the vines, and it's not rough terrain, but especially if you're trying to keep your clothes a little bit cleaner, you want to pick your footing carefully. As you get closer, you see that this orange light is definitely a campfire. At this point, you're probably 60 feet away from it. And you can start to hear what might be like a slow murmur. Maybe vary 3 voices a little bit. And you can't quite hear what they're saying. But it does seem to be the same intonation over and over and over again, almost like a chant.
I like to
What language
think
are they
I'm-
speaking?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry?
What language are they speaking?
What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, and Bizzle.
You do not know the language that they're speaking. I could say, does anyone speak Aquan? Okay, then nobody recognizes the language that they are speaking.
Should we go have a look before actually just wandering up there?
Are you thinking like sneaking up?
Like sneaky, sneaky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could do that.
Well, this might be their home. It would be weird to sneak up on someone in their home. Shouldn't we just say hello?
Wouldn't it be kind of weird to have your home in this test, though?
And
I don't
I've
know
definitely
that
snuck up on people in their homes before.
Philly just again looks over and glares at Ryu.
I mean, if you want to see what people are doing, you don't just walk straight up to them like that.
Why do you need to see what people are doing?
Because he's
The-
nosy.
No, I mean, maybe, but mostly, let's see if they have anything worth stealing. I mean, what?
I just look at you, just glaring.
Things are expensive.
What
It's
do you
not the
want?
stealing, it's the spying. It's rude. People have secrets for reasons that are important and should be respected.
Okay, I can agree with that. Yeah, that's true. People have secrets and they shouldn't be discussed at any point and during the entire time you speak with someone. Yeah.
Euphemia feels like that was a very pointed comment and just kind of shrinks back a little bit.
I'm stood right in between both of them, just looking backwards and forwards.
You're pretty new into town, aren't you? Ryu. I'm just gonna pretend that we introduced ourselves.
The names aren't part of the secrets anymore.
Well,
How many people have you spied on?
5? Maybe 5? Not a lot?
5? That's like a quarter of the town.
I don't know that that's really totally true, but I mean, some people have much nicer things than others.
Who did you spy on?
I mean, not you. You're not that interesting, but maybe some other people that have large houses and, good glazing around their windows. I was told that's something to look for.
What?
What?
Look for? Large houses with glazing on the windows?
Right.
What are you looking for?
Things that could be stolen. I mean,
Re-stolen?
look. We're gonna get out of here somehow, right? That's gonna happen. And we probably just all need to stick together and stop asking each other deeply personal questions and just work on how we get past this
You
room.
just admitted to spying people in my home. That's I grew up there.
What?
So I was going to suggest that maybe the one of us that has the best social skills be the one to approach these people, but now I don't know who that is because it seems like it's none of us.
She's very acerbic. I mean,
I'm adorable. I could go over there and say hi.
Yeah, let's send the little one.
why are we sending a child to go do this? That does not sound right.
Why
Well,
does it not sound right?
she's a scrappy one.
Really? Like, she's just looking over at Drusilla now, like,
Look, I'm not scrappy. I can do it, okay?
Isn't that the definition of scrappy, being able to do it?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
Well, it feels insulting.
It's not insulting, it was a compliment. You're wily.
Wily now. Look, I'm gonna go over and say hello and just see what happens.
Yeah.
Fine.
God, and I just start wading over there.
I'm gonna sneak around behind her so that she's safe.
Or don't you steal any of my stuff.
I'm not promising anything.
Well, then I'm not making any promises either.
And I just sort of do this and walk away from him.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Excuse me. Hello.
As I sort of just wade through towards these people.
Okay. Yeah, great. As you get within 30 feet of this, you kind of come around one of these like massive stalactites that's kind of melded with the stalagmite from the ground. And you can see that it is indeed a bonfire that's kind of placed in this little bit of area that's kind of dry. And around the bonfire are 3 figures hunched with kind of green, scraggly hair, and their faces are lit up. And one of them is holding something in her hands in front of her that they all seem to be facing and chanting over. But as you appear, shouting, "Hello," one of the ones that's not holding it turns and faces you and hisses through her teeth, throws out her hand, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I am so unwisdomless. 20.
Oh, very nice. You did not get held, but I would like everyone to roll initiative at this point.
Okey-doke.
Fighting.
I'm there just like,
Excuse me.
Oh no.
Let me get these down real quick.
Just look how fast Philly is. That is ridiculously fast.
wow.
Missed it. Philly, what was yours?
18.
Okay. And I'm going to put all three on the same. 13. Okay. So, you are initiative, and... Nope, Philly, you said 18.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it wrong. I've got it. So, Philly, you are going first. So you have the three figures around the campfire. One of them seems to have seashells braided in her hair. So this is how we're going to distinguish them. We've got seashell figure. We've got hair with blue ribbons. It's very knotted. They're kind of scraggly, shredded. So that's number 2. And then one of them, the one that's holding something in her hand, has a glittering key around her neck. So that's how we can keep them apart. What would you like to do?
I think first of all, Philly reaches down, and you're not too sure where she's been hiding it because she's very short, but she pulls a rapier up from which is sort of half hidden through her trousers, through her top, and pulls it out and looks back at everyone and is like,
She hissed at me.
and I want to try just like swipe at the hand that's holding whatever it is they're holding just to make them drop it.
Okay.
That is-
So to do that, you'll have to run up. Are you
Okay.
running up?
yeah.
Because you were about 30 feet away.
Okay. Then I will run up.
Okay.
I can move 30, so
Okay. So you run up and you can swipe at what she's holding and you've got it in your hand. Or you want to take the time to look at it, or you want to do something else, stab, run. I'll
she's
tell you what it
basically
is.
lashing out. She will have a glance at it, but she's attacking the
Okay.
one that's holding it.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got it. It is an eyeball.
And she's like,
That is-
ah! Just sort of throws it.
It's an eyeball that was kind of covered in like a resin that they're kind of working with, kind of spreading over it. So, and you said you're attacking as well?
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead and attack with the rapier.
I rolled
You
a
did.
21.
I'm so sorry, you already did. And what's the damage on that?
11.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's
Okay.
almost like a hit out of realizing what the Bible is and sort of screaming at it, just swinging.
And as you do this, you kind of hit the hand with the rapier, draws blood, and it is kind of blue-black blood. And the hag also and kind of like falls backwards onto her back. She was not expecting a small child to come running up and hit her with a rapier and steal the
She
eyeball.
hissed at me.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I think she's launched the eyeball.
Mhm.
Like, she just doesn't want to be near it. She's thrown it.
Okay,
Or if she can.
great. So it's sword out, and you hear a small bloop. All right. I have Drew next.
How far are they away from me?
Did you walk up at all?
No.
Okay, then they are 60 feet from you.
Okay. Well, I guess if we're attacking, then I'm gonna attack, and I look at Euphemia, is that how we agreed as friends? Euphemia? And I say, I just... And then I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast, whichever one is closest to me.
Okay. That would be the one with the seashells.
Nope, that was just damage. I thought
You're okay.
I always set it up to be an attack, and then I feel like... Oh no, I think that was my... Is that my attack roll? Nope. Darn it.
Okay, so the 9 was the attack.
9 is the attack.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Unless you want to roll just like try it again, we're gonna take the 9 as an attack.
I think the 9 is the attack.
Okay, that does not hit.
Well, poo.
Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn with a bonus or move?
I'm gonna move a little closer, but I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay. And how close are you gonna move?
I'm just gonna move 30 feet.
Okay, so you're not within 30 feet of this little campfire scene.
No.
All right. Euphemia.
Being told to shush after, the Eldritch Blast, Euphemia's just gonna kind of roll her eyes. Stop shushing me. And run up beside Drusilla. She has a spear, so like a stabby spear, so she can't do anything yet, and I don't actually have any offensive spells. So that's all I can do too.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think you can throw a spear if you wanted to do that.
I could throw my spear, but I don't have very good dex. I designed myself as a stabby spear, not a throwy spear.
That's fine. If you wanted, you could use your action to move more.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. So you're gonna go the full 60 feet?
Yes, thank you.
All right, you are up in the hag's face now.
Oh, dear.
You're all set for next turn. Okay? Great. And it is now the hag's turn. They're gonna go. So, Philly, the hag that you have swiped at is kind of shocked and surprised. She's gonna try to cast Hold Person on you again. So I need another, I believe it is a wisdom saving throw. Let me double check that. Yep.
It's a 19. I think it's more she's not paying attention rather than actual.
That's okay. You still got it. Okay, so that's 1, and she's gonna hiss and get back up onto her feet, which takes half her movement. And then hag with the seashells is gonna kind of turn towards where she saw the Eldritch Blast come from. And she is going to cast lightning bolt. So Drusilla, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Ooh. Okay. I don't know how to do damage through these spells, so I'm just going to do it through the dice roller because that's what I'm used to. Get it. Ooh. You are going to take 20 lightning damage.
That's rough. I feel that.
Okay. And the last one, Euphemia, is going to come at you with her claws because you are right in front of her. She's going to attack with 22.
Oh yeah, my AC is 12.
Okay. And again, I don't know how to do the damage. So we're just going to do 8 damage.
I take that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And Ryu,
Okay.
what would you like to do?
So question 1, how close are these hags to one another? Are they all in like a triangle?
It's a good question. They're all encircling the bonfire. They're all within 15 feet of each other.
Okay, so just 15 feet. So we've got one that used a lightning bolt and one that did a spelly thing on the kid. So are they fairly close to one another? My goal is to stand in between the two of them, with each 5 feet away from me.
You could get between the two of them. You are 30 feet from the fire now.
Okay,
so
that's cool.
You get there.
Yeah, I've got to move a 40 because I'm a monk, so...
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to move directly between the two of them because shutting down spellcasters is what I want to do. And now that I have done that, I am going to use... Yeah, let's just do a Fangs of the Fire Snake unarmed attack on the hold person one. So this is going to be... It's going to cost me a key point. It's going to be... fire damage, and this is the unarmed strike against them.
So I do want to clarify, 2 of them cast hold person.
Oh, so so everybody's been doing spells.
Yeah, well, 2 of them have done spells.
Okay.
The seashell one has done a spell, and then the one with the key one has taken some damage.
Okay. Key one is the same one that's in front of Philly, and seashell one is lightning bolt one as well, right?
Yes.
Cool. So ideally I'm between those two.
Yes.
Okay, so I did a attacky thing at, let's say it's seashells, and I rolled a 14. I don't know if that's a hit.
I was not paying attention. 14 does hit.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. So that's going to be an unarmed strike, and I'm going to spend a second key point, so I'm going to add a d10 to whatever this damage roll ends up being.
Nice.
I have too many windows open to track all my monk abilities. I think this is a real monk problem, by the way, for people who have to play monks. Come on. Okay. Anyways, I'll figure this out. I'm just going to roll it because it'll be quicker. So I did 13 points of damage on that strike.
Very nice.
Okay, so that's 2 key points down, and then I get a bonus unarmed attack. So I will turn around and punch the other one, which still gets to be fire damage, and that's just going to be a normal unarmed strike. Let's see.
And I like monks.
Everybody likes punching stuff. Okay, so I only got an 8 on that one.
That one unfortunately does not hit.
Okay, so that is good for me, and I'm just going to stand there in between these two hags.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we are back to Philly now. Alice, you're muted.
So the one I had, is she still knocked over, or?
She used her movement to get up. So she didn't move anywhere. She's still right in front of you, but she's not knocked over.
Okay. Whichever one attacked Drusilla, she'll probably actually swipe at next after seeing that. So we'll reach out and swipe at them with a 10.
Right, a 10 does not hit.
That's all I can do on this turn. She's sort of like just lashing out, swinging madly. She's not actually that good at this.
Okay,
More lucky than anything.
that's fine. No bonus action that you want to spend.
I don't think so. I think she's going to stay where they are.
Okay. Drusilla.
Well, that attack knocked me out of quite a lot of hit points, so I'm going to recoup this turn instead of casting spells. So I'm going to cast False Life as a, let's see, as a 2nd level spell. So, and because I also have Gift of the Ever Living One, I get to treat the 1d4 that I roll as a 4. So I'm gonna gain 8. I don't know how to do math. I'm adding that, and 12 and 13. I'm gaining 13 hit points.
Very nice.
And that is what I can do.
Okay, great. Choosing not to move.
No, I'll stay. I'm how far? I'm like 30 feet away now.
You're 30 feet away, yes.
Yeah, I'll stay that.
Okay, great. Euphemia.
So in front of me is still the one that slashed at me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to just I have a spear that I'm in my head pretending looks kind of tridenty, just to fit with my aesthetic, and I am going to just stab at it.
Do it.
13.
13 does hit.
Oh yay!
Just barely.
That is 7 piercing damage.
Okay. All right. So
Where is my... Oh, I'm stupid. I did not port over all of my spells correctly. But I want to healing word myself, which I need to find the stats on quickly. Ah.
okay.
Oh, where are you? Oh no, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
It looks like healing word is 1d4 plus your spell casting ability modifier.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Alright, that is 3 plus 3. So I just healed myself for 6.
Great.
Okay, and that is it. Thank you.
Okay. It is the hag's turn now. So I'm going to start one with key around her neck. Billy, I need a wisdom saving throw from you, please. I want to catch this kid.
I don't think I can keep this up. 11?
11 does not make it. You are now held. So you cannot move, and I don't think you can take an attack. But you can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of your turns to try to break out of it.
Okay.
All right. Lightning Bolt 1 is going to try something else. She is going to cast Ray of Sickness.
I would like to use my reaction as a Mage Slayer to make a melee attack against her.
Please do. Is this to interrupt?
This is to interrupt and hopefully make her life unhappy. So,
Don't know what this is, and it's awesome.
Yeah, so basically I just get to make a melee attack, which is going to be a short sword against her because she's casting a spell. And hopefully it's good. 13 hits, right?
It's
Okay, let's do some damage. Let's make her life unhappy. If I recall, she's taken a little bit of damage already.
yes, they've all taken some damage.
5.
Okay, great.
That's something.
And I'm sorry, does that interrupt the spell?
No, it doesn't, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. I just needed to make sure.
Yep.
So I'm going to make a ranged spell attack against Drusilla.
What did you do, Drusilla? They don't like you.
She's casting spells, yo. Again, I don't know how to work this. A 12? Does that hit your armor?
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does. Okay. Then I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Well, okay. You are not poisoned,
Yay!
but you will take 10 poison damage.
Boo.
Yeah, that's yay.
Okay. And the last one with the ribbons is going to make another claw attack at Euphemia. I'm rolling really well, guys. Your friends, sorry about that. I'm guessing a 20 does hit.
Bert's working it all out.
Yep. Euphemia, you're going to take 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And Ryu, it is now your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to be attacking the one that did the hold on Philly. And when I hit them, if they have to make a concentration check, which I'm hoping they do, they're going to have disadvantage.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to go really big on this, and I'm going to do a... Oh, no, they're going to be good at saves. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to punch them.
Okay.
I will do a normal punchy attack. Actually, I'll do a normal short swordy attack on them. So there's that.
It
Come on.
definitely hits.
I click the button. It does 5 points of damage.
Okay.
So they get to make a concentration check now, right?
Yes. You said disadvantage, so I don't know how to do that. I'm going to roll twice. 12.
So they're still good, right?
5 points.
I think 5.
Concentration is half the damage plus 10, right?
Yeah, I think if it's over 10. I think it's 10 or half the damage.
Okay. So then, yes, still held.
Okay, so I am now going to Flurry of Blows to do this 2 more times.
Okay.
That way they'll have to do 3 disadvantage checks. This is the most mechanically inclined I'm ever going to be in any game, I swear.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 6 more damage.
Okay. That's 1. That's 2. Okay,
Yay.
so no more concentrating.
Okay, so can I just turn around and punch the other one instead?
I think that's cool. If you do that, as the minute instant you see Philly kind of like, she's good, yes, you can switch targets. I say that's cool.
Okay, I just want to punch as many people as possible. That's my goal in this game.
That's fair.
Okay,
Okay.
and then I'll just stay right where I am. I've done everything this character was designed to do now.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right, and Philly, it is your turn, and you do get to take a turn.
Yes, she's sort of like released from this like very tense state. She sort of like puffs out her cheeks. She looks like what an angry duckling would look like right now. As she just sort of swings again her rapier at this thing that put 21.
Okay. And remind me, are you attacking seashells or key?
The key, the one who attacked me, was that the one?
Yes.
With the key? Yeah, she's very focused on the one that.
Okay. She is hurting. You have really been able to like wail on her on her with your rapier. Some of her hair is caught, like sliced off. She's got cuts. She's looking pretty rough.
Okay. I think that's all they're gonna do at the moment.
Okay. Drusilla.
Okay, so which one looks like they're the worst?
Definitely the one with the key.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to Eldritch Blast them again.
Eldritch Blast.
Hopefully a 25 hits.
Very nice. Yes.
Alright. Is that really all that I got for the damage? That means I rolled a 1 on a 1d10. Oh.
Rough.
What?
That's how Roll20 works, right? You get the really good attack roll, so they give you the really bad damage roll.
Oh.
That's what I do.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. I did just see in chat, and it was something I was forgetting. So Philly, you are a rogue. So, and you and Hans are within 5 feet of each other, so probably should have been getting attack
So
damage.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Roll that now. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Hold on. Let me check. What do I roll for that?
It's like 1d6 or something.
Extra d6, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's roll 1d6. That's another 5.
Okay, I'm gonna retcon something real quick. So then it's Drusilla who is able to, with her Eldritch Blast, even though she only rolled a 1, this hag collapses. She's down. Well done. So there are now 2 hags left. Okay.
Is one
After
of them
Drusilla,
Oh, sorry.
it is now Euphemia's turn. So there's 2 hags.
Okay, the one that was in front of me is still up, right?
Correct.
Okay. Then I am going to trident stab again. Oh no. I rolled a 1.
Sorry.
And then I am going to cast a spell, which is a bonus action. I have it written down. Misty Step to Bamp 30 feet back away. So I'm gonna go back next to Drusilla, just so I don't get stabbed again.
Okay. I love Misty Step.
Nice.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Okay, so it is now the remaining hag's turn. And the one that Euphemia, you were right in front of, kind of goes as if she's gonna like swipe at you with her claws, and then you're not there anymore. But she can see you. So she's deciding not to go after you. She's gonna go after Philly, who's right in front of her, and who's now done a ton of damage to one of her sisters, who's now no longer with her. So Philly, you are going to take a claw attack. I'm so sorry. That's not a natural 20.
Your rolls are so good.
I know.
I feel like I should feel a little bit bad that I just vamped out of danger so the child got attacked.
I mean, she's
Your
not a
character
baby
doesn't
animal,
like
so.
to-
It's true. She's not a baby animal. So Philly, you're going to take 13 damage of slashing.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. And then the remaining one is incidentally unable to cast spells now that there's only 2 of them. So, Ryu, she's going to come at you with her claws
Okay.
for an 18
Totally a hit.
for 10 damage.
Okay.
Okay. And it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, I am going to attack the one that's right in front of me who decided to claw attack me because that wasn't nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll start off with a short sword attack. Okay, so the 7's not going to hit, right? And I don't have any reason I would have advantage.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, and then I'm going to follow up and do one more flurry of blows and do 2 unarmed attacks.
Okay.
Same target. Here we go. 1.
This is seashells.
Yep, seashells is getting punched. That is
There it
4.
is.
And one more time. No. Okay, I got 1 in.
Better than nothing.
Yep, and then I'll just stay right where I am. Is this in any way preventing her from attacking anybody else? Is there any way to line up in between the 2 of them? Anything like that?
You'd have to shift around. So now the one of the points of the triangle that you were between has now disappeared. So the triangle's here and you're over on this side. So you could shift around.
Okay, if I can do that, I'd want to do that.
Okay, yeah, that'd probably take maybe 5-10 feet of movement.
Cool.
No problem.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Philly, it's your turn.
Yes. I think she's just going to keep slashing out again. 12. I don't think that was.
So sorry. 12 does not hit. Okay.
Yep, leave it at that.
All right. Drusilla. We have 2 remaining
2
hags.
remaining. Okay. Whichever one is right in front of Philly, I'll blast again.
Okay, so that's Ribbons.
Ribbon.
Ribbon was trying to attack Philly last time.
I'm gonna blast that one. 23.
Yes. Very nice.
8.
8. Okay.
And
And
that's it for my turn.
okay. Euphemia.
I feel slightly guilty about the child's damage So I am going to healing word Philly. 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna rush up and take another stab. Click. 13.
13 hits.
7 damage.
And this is on ribbons?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, very nice. So that was action, move, bonus action.
I'm
Right?
done.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so then it is the hag's turn. Euphemia, you are charging up to this hag, and so she turns. Her attention is not on Phil anymore. She's going to swipe at you again. Well, again, she's going to swipe at you. Does a 13 hit your armor?
Yes, it does. I am squished.
Seven damage.
Okay. I'm looking sad. I will fix it. It's okay.
And Ryu, you're also going to take attack from seashells.
Okay.
I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise.
Not purposely putting all these hags here. Yeah, no problem.
I'm not. They just happened. For 12. Okay.
Okay, is it 12 or is it like way more? I've just got to ask.
No, I'm gonna roll 2 more d6 because I'm not gonna double the addition. I should have just rolled 4. So it's a total of 20.
Okay. Everyone's alive still. Having a good time.
I feel really guilty about those rolls.
Well, you know, that's DM life. That's okay.
It's true. Ryu, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to sob. No, let's see. I am all out of key points, so I can't do anything super fun. So I'm going to go for a short sword attack on seashells. So there's that.
Definitely hits.
Okay, and follow up with an unarmed attack also on seashells. And that is a crit. I wonder if it'll apply crit
Nice.
damage. Okay, good. It did.
Yes. She goes down.
Nice.
So I kind of picture as you just taking the palm of your hand and just kind of like shoving her nose up into the back of her head, if that's not too much.
That sounds good to me. Nice and gory, and we're all set.
All right, there's one left. Ribbons. So Philly, what would you like to do?
I think Philly again is just going to lash out, especially sort of feeling having a bit more energy after her new rabbit friend. Let's heal her. She's gonna hit with a 20.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna hit 8. And I get sneak attack as well.
Yes, because
So
Euphemia is
that's-
close enough.
So that's 13 damage.
Okay, and Philly, is there a particular place you are aiming to stab slash?
I think she actually, most of her stuff is dumb luck. She is actually closing her eyes when she swings at this.
Okay. If you'll allow me, then close your eyes, just kind of stab straight through, and you actually do get right in the middle of the hag's chest, and she kind of like freezes and falls over.
And she sort of like opens with one eye, like, oh, and tries to pull the rapier out.
Great. Well done. No more hags. So you have, now there's a campfire. Eyeball's gone, who knows where. But you have 3 hag bodies. And from here, you can see that there is a door that's about 20 feet behind the bonfire. And in front of the door stands the Chamberlain, all dressed in black. Kind of nods.
If there's any moss, I'm wiping my rapier on it.
Lots of moss. You can definitely do that.
Just like, ugh.
Admittedly, I'm not the best at healing people, but are any of you in need of healing?
Yes, I took quite a beating.
I mean, they scratched right through my tunic. That was kind of a lot.
Oh, right then.
I think I've probably got like a scratch down my face, but she seems absolutely fine by it, so
Just kind of like scoops up some mud and
just
put it up there.
All right, I will walk over and I will cure wounds. Drusilla.
Oh, thank you.
8. And then same for Ryu. 14.
Oh,
Very
nice.
nice.
And then since Philly just kind of shrugged, I'm gonna be
Thank
like,
you.
okay.
Okay. So, after you heal, what would you like to do? Do you go over to the door?
Yeah, who has the key?
So right now, nobody has taken it from the hag.
I'll take the key from the hag.
You got a key.
And do you feel like there's like a time limit on this thing? Like we've got to finish this super fast, or could we, like take a break and stretch out and hydrate?
Well, I would like to get through this as quickly as possible. I have curfew.
Okay.
Unless you want to explain to my dad why I came home so late.
I mean, I can
Bleeding?
tell him that you were zapping hags with magic, sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have magic. I'm a normal human girl. I'm a normal half-elf girl.
I don't think normal girls have
And I
dragons.
just stare up at him.
Maybe we just, like take a short break, and I'll try to forget about it for a while.
and like Philly looks over at him like,
You're a thief. You openly admitted you're a thief.
I'm also a blackmailer now.
fine.
What's your point? I mean, it's not a leap.
I'm saying we could easily blackmail you.
Yeah,
You
you
could
could
do
easily
that.
blackmail me, right? I mean, I don't have anything. You want some trophies?
Looking back and forth at these arguing people, and I'm just gonna poof down into a lobster.
ah, and then I was sort of like scared. And if it's okay, I think Philly would walk over and pick you up and just look at you.
I can't do anything about that because I've just got little lobster legs, so I'm just.
I'm so glad we got the lobster in.
Philly is so happy about this right now.
Would you like to take a short rest?
It seems like we're still fighting over that, but
I mean, I'm now distracted by a lobster, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess we can take a short rest. You just want to roll some hit die.
well, also being a monk, it's terribly selfish, but mechanically it's good for me to take a short rest, yeah.
Okay, fine. We can take a short rest. We're just gonna take a short rest here in the swamp. Where are we gonna sit?
I was just gonna...
Where's the rest part?
There's a fire right here. It's not that bad.
Around the dead bodies.
Fine. I'm gonna search for the eyeball.
Okay.
And the hag's burning cool stuff.
Why don't you give me a perception check then?
Well, you enjoy that search. I'm just gonna roll 2 hit dice.
I'm probably gonna take the lobster to like pretty plants or stuff because I noticed they were looking for like plants and mushrooms earlier, and if I see anything interesting, just
Do you ever set me down though?
I probably do if there's like a solid ground because I think Philly's terrified if they don't know if there's swamp there. If I drop you, you're gone.
You'll disappear.
Let's go through the swamp.
Philly, I don't know if it's something that you're used to, but I'd like to grant you inspiration for that. Great. Drusilla, you look around the hags, and you can see that they each have component pouches for spells. So that would be 3 component pouches if you choose to take it.
Take all of them.
Take them. You probably get about 5 golds between them.
Nice. That's more
and-
than my allowance.
These component pouches are very much wild component pouches, very much like kind of raggedy bird feathers and a lot of things that would be more of like a hedge witch kind of than maybe scholarly components, but they would certainly substitute and work well. You did not see the direction of the eyeball because you were 60 feet back when it did get thrown. You can maybe ask Philly to help you out if you want it,
No,
or you could give up on it.
I give up. Can I still roll a hit die?
You sure can.
But I get to treat that as an 8, actually.
Okay.
Because of my gift of the ever living.
Awesome.
Why is there a +2 on my hit die? Is that normal?
Constitution?
For your constitution.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you added Constitution to hit die. What?
Game changer.
Okay. Great. So you take your short rest unless there's something else anybody else would like to do.
Having only ever played a druid once for some other one shot, I don't know if while I'm in animal shape I can short rest. Because it doesn't affect my hit points. Because I'm currently the 1 lobster hit point.
Oh.
Oh god, you have 1 hit point. I better not drop you.
Didn't occur to me before now that I don't think I can do that.
I think you might be right. I don't know if I've ever seen a rule, but mechanically that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm just chilling out as lobster. Avoiding
Okay.
the human drama.
Is everyone feeling rested? Can we continue?
Yeah, Ryu's doing like yoga and toe touches and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm good. All right, let's go.
I'm gonna walk up to the. I keep wanting to say Chamberlain, but that's
No, Chamberlain is right.
okay. Good. I walk up to the Chamberlain and I hold the key up and I go, "Excuse me," and I go past them and I put the key in the door and then I turn the key, and the lock clicks and then I turn the handle and I pull. I either push it or pull it, whatever direction, you know.
This one actually opens inward.
I try and push it and I can't, and then I open it inward.
Is there like a pull sign on it?
But it's in the Aquan language, so I can't read it.
And through the doorway, you see the room you're very used to seeing at this point. Passageway with the crystal on the end.
Another crystal room. We're gonna walk through, and we're gonna be in a fire dimension or something.
Well, why don't you throw one of your bones through there?
What? What did you say?
Why don't you throw one of those something? I mean, you know.
I thought you just said, "Why don't you roll your buns through there?"
Nope. I said, why don't you throw one of your bones through there? But
Because I need these bones.
I needed
I
all those
gathered
trophies. Yeah, I gathered those trophies, but I still threw one through.
Okay. Well,
Philly
then
lost
throw
her
it in.
apple, which I don't think I actually know her name, but anyways.
Why don't we just walk through? What's the point of throwing something through?
Well, I mean, the lobster agrees with you. We might as well just do that.
Okay.
I mean, is that lobster underarm?
I hold my hand out to Ryu, and I hold my hand out to Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, shift the lobster a little bit. Hold on to the hand.
Okay. At this point, you have figured out how to all get through the doorway at the same time. And the doorway shimmers, and the room changes, and you realize you are back in the trophy room. And you can see that it looks exactly as it when you left it. The suit of armor is still broken apart. The Chamberlain is standing next to the door on the other side, and the spots where you've taken the trophies are empty. It's dimmer now because some of the candles are gone, but it is the same room.
My bad.
Is there a door at the end?
There's a door at the end.
Is the
But the
Chamberlain's...
Chamberlain is standing next to it.
If we jinx it,
Like, looking at all the empty spaces.
I'm just gonna, like, I can't say anything, so I'm just gonna clack my lobster
You can
claws
communicate in
angrily.
sugar bowl.
I don't want to. I just want to clack my claws.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, I guess
Do you want to talk to him, or should I talk to him?
I think she's trying to say something. I'm holding on. It's like, what happened, Leslie?
I will talk to him. Is it him? Was that established?
I didn't ask.
Just a hooded figure. Excuse me, Chamberlain.
Yes, how can I help you?
What is going on?
Everyone must get through the door and touch the crystal.
I know, but we were just in this room. We walked through this very door to go into the creepy swampland, and then we walked back through this door, and now we're in this room.
Yep, everyone must get through the door and touch the crystal.
But where is the crystal? We've already been in this room. We already arm wrestled the skeleton.
Yes, good job.
Should we go-
Everyone must get through the door.
Does the door that you're standing next to need a key?
Yes, I believe you already have that key, actually.
Oh my gosh, who has that key? Billy, will you please unlock the door?
Unlocks the door.
I throw it open.
You can see the crystal chamber.
Let's do it. Hands out.
Okay.
Look how synchronized we always are. It's the three of us. We're always so in sync. This happens in Eden all the time, too.
It's very good. It's very good. It's how you know you played a game with somebody enough.
And as you step through, the world shimmers and you're back in the swamp on the far end. And you can see up ahead, there's the bonfire, glittering, glowing, I suppose. And there's a door with a chamberlain.
All right, what are we doing? What are we doing wrong here?
We jinxed it.
Like, it's like Philly's like looking at all the candles she's holding.
But they said that we could take stuff.
Do you want me to go ask him?
Yes.
I'm just gonna like splash through the water over to the Chamberlain. Hey, we want to get out of here. Look, I got a whole bunch of trophies here. I've got like, and I'm like putting my head in my bag. I've got like 5 gold, and I have half a loaf of bread. I mean, it's all yours if you just let us out.
Everyone must get through the door. You know the rules.
Okay, but we did
I
that.
did not do anything.
Right. Okay, so what did we mess up?
Everyone did not get through the door.
No, she's a lobster. It's okay.
Yes, she went through the door.
Is the dragon still here? I don't know why I'm talking in the child voice.
Yeah, sugar bowls around my neck.
Do we have to like carry the dead bodies through the door? That's kind of macabre.
That would be very macabre.
But is
They're-
that?
You
no.
have to come with us.
'Cause, I mean,
Who didn't go through the door?
It's in the rules. Everyone has to get through the door.
But who didn't get? Did I get through the door?
You're here. You stood through the door. Yes.
And did he get through the door? And I point to Rio.
Yes.
And she, and I pointed to Philly.
Yes.
And I point to Sugar Bowl, and she.
Oh, yes.
And I point to the lobster, she.
Yes.
Oh, you! We need to push you through the door.
Everyone must get through the door.
all right, come here,
Off
man.
we go.
Okay. So you grab him and shove him through the door?
It sounds like I grabbed him and then I got shoved through the door.
Yeah.
Great. The instant you step through the door, nothing changes. You step into the crystal room,
Yay!
and you can see that the crystal's on the far side, shimmering, glinting off. He's going. Well, everyone got through the door.
Look, man, if you just told me that, I would have done it without it. Anyways, keep my statues.
I think I'm kind of
Only we
looking
had known this was a
awe,
riddle.
like in awe at the crystal. It's there.
It's so shiny.
Who wants to touch the crystal first?
I think
I want to.
I motioned for Philly to touch the crystal.
Right, come on.
and sort of waves up the lobster and starts walking over.
Okay. Hey, Robes, come on. Let's go touch the crystal, because we got the idea now. You're going to have to touch the crystal with us, right? So come on.
Very well. Kind of
We have
lets
to
himself.
touch it in sync.
Right. Everyone must touch the crystal.
Clara,
All right. Touch the
Three,
touch,
two,
Touch.
one.
touch,
Sure, 3, 2, 1.
touch, touch.
Just keep. It's like this the sidewalk button. We just keep hitting the crystal.
And as you all touch it, including the little lobster claw kind of clacking, you can feel a warmth kind of sink through your fingers from the crystal, and the room disappears. You can see that you are back in the forest, in the middle of the fairy ring, all kind of holding the crystal's still there. And in front of you, or to the side, I suppose, because you're all kind of centered around it, the original large figure appears, and he goes, "Well done. You have persevered and made it through. What would you ask of me as a reward?"
Can you expunge a criminal record?
Done.
Wow. That's a weight off my shoulders.
And you? He looks to Philly.
I'd really like a hot dinner, please.
Done.
Really?
There's a
You can
basket that
always
falls in front of you.
Takes
Really,
it.
you can always have a hot dinner with us.
There's a basket in front of you. It just kind of drops down. It's got roast chicken and a big crock of soup, and even like a blackberry pie in front of it with some cheese. And actually, he might not realize that you're a child because there is a flagon of wine there.
Yeah, she just looks so happy. She's puts the lobster down, picks up the basket, and steps out of the fairy ring.
And he looks to Drusilla.
I don't know what I want.
I'm gonna pop out of person form.
Ah!
Pop into person form. I want you to make my beach a nature preserve. Make it illegal to trap or fish.
You know that won't stop anyone.
Well, I'll stop them.
With the law on my side.
It is done. And you kind of get a flash behind your eyes of now that they are, as you get closer to the beach, there would be a kind of a barrier that might prevent any kind of a weapon coming through.
Whoops.
Can you show me the face of my patron?
Is that really what you want?
Yes. I made a bargain and I didn't know what I was doing, and now I need to know.
It is too late, you know.
I want to see who came to me.
And you have an image in your head of this. It's hard to describe because I didn't look up who your patron was.
The Undying.
The Undying. Let me get that real quick.
Do you want to make Heavenly do it?
Yeah, I can just Google it.
Sure.
Oh, I thought maybe
I
you had like a
Google my
picture.
patron.
I should have done that, and I didn't, and I apologize.
Yeah, it's true. We could really just make it whatever we wanted.
Heck yeah.
I think I just see it. I see it and my face wilts because I admit it's not good. It's probably not a great face. The Undying one, the undead one who keeps coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Very well. It was nice knowing you all. And he vanishes. But the Chamberlain is actually still with you. He throws back his head, and you can see that it's an older man with a long beard, and he's just kind of basking in the wind and the sunshine. He just kind of looks at you all and says, I don't even know how long I was trapped there. Thank you. I've been waiting for someone to come and get through at the test, and it's been so long.
And like Philly's halfway through, like a chicken leg, like, that's fine.
Well, it's time for me to see the world, I think. So much has happened. Perhaps one of you could lead me to a tavern close by, or somewhere that... Excellent.
Yep.
Maybe needs an extra set of hands for a little while.
No, we're fully staffed, but definitely I'll buy you around on the house.
I'll take it.
Euphemia's form of not it is slinking back down into the skunk again.
Skunk.
Skunk mode activated.
So, you can all return to your activities in the woods if you'd like, or return. Drusilla leads the Chamberlain, who has forgotten his own name, back to the village.
I'm gonna hand my big sack of trophies and a couple gold pieces over to Philly. Hey kid, I don't need this anymore. I am apparently no longer a criminal.
You trying to make me one?
I thought you already were one.
That's a bit rude to assume.
I mean, you were in prison for some reason, it seemed like. And additionally, like, I mean, I should be able to just get by with, like, normal, selling stuff now.
Well, is this a gift?
Yeah, I just gave you a gift.
Okay, then sorry, where are my manners? Thank you!
And I just sort of start scooping the sack together.
The skunk, upon hearing that, is gonna stop and kind of like cock its head and holler up at the dragon. I don't want to turn back into a person right now. Can you have the not warlock ask the child if she wants to come live on the beach?
Yeah, Sugar Bowl communicates this to me, and I stop, and I turn away from the Chamberlain, who I'm gonna rename something like, I don't know, I'm gonna rename him Pooterteen, and
I'll take it.
Right?
and I'm gonna look at Philly and say, the druid wants to know if you would like to live with her on her nature preserve on the beach.
And she stops and looks over at the skunk.
It's like in a house?
Mm-hmm. In a cabin, kind of.
Yes, please. I've never lived in one of those before.
That's exciting. All right, well,
And I sort of like
you're
gather
a mom
up,
now.
gather up everything in the sack of my basket of like a hot roast dinner and stand waiting by the skunk.
You know where to find me if you need anything.
So I can come visit?
Well, yeah, we don't really keep anyone out of the tavern. That would be bad for business.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I just thought with all the drinking laws and everything, I wouldn't be
Children are definitely allowed in taverns. We have
Okay.
a kids menu. Kids eat free, and I look at the skunk and I say, kids eat free on Tuesdays until 5 p.m.
It's very good.
Stomp my front feet.
Well, so you return to the beach, return to the tavern, and to live your lives, but you always know that you have been in the presence of an archfey at one point. Congratulations.
Good show, good show.
I got a roast dinner out of it. I'm so happy. And I hope.
I will eventually de-skunk and tell you my name.
Yeah. Otherwise, she's quite happy just to do things for you until you become out of that form.
Wait for you to turn into a lobster again.
Yeah. Try and think she wants to go for a swim on the beach.
This is where Philly begins to multi-class in druid.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
That is so adorable.
Apprentice!
I'm not ready to leave this character now.
It's so good. Oh man, that
Thanks
is
for playing.
yeah. Bonnie, thanks for running this game.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Appreciate all your patience with following the very obvious hints and leads that I threw out there.
We got to take a second and say I think that was a really good one shot in terms of like you had a good flow for everything fit in really well, you were ready for all the stuff that came up, including how ridiculous we all are, and I think it just went very, very smoothly. So good show, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll get to play again sometime.
Yeah, I owe Bonnie a Numenera game as part of this exchange, just so everybody's clear. So, in case you ever need to do that. I have no outros planned. There's nothing fancy about this channel. The graphic is the fanciest thing. I got that done by Throck from Welcome to the Party, because I didn't say thank you earlier on the channel. So thank you for that, Throck. For all of you, do you want to say any nice things about yourself and what kind of stuff you want to plug? Maybe starting with Alice?
Yeah, can do. I really enjoyed this game, just in general. I think all the characters were hilarious. And it was the most random group thrown together. And Bonnie, well done for containing us in a good way, like for being able to deal with us. Otherwise, yeah, simple as you can find me over at the Scraticus Academy.
Good show. Heavenly, do you want to go next?
That was a lot of fun. That was a really fun, cute little one-shot. I had planned to play Drew a little more moody, but then it didn't feel like that really fit in, so I was glad to kind of have a lighthearted little arc there. You can find me on Twitter at that is my real name, no A, THT that. And there's a Penny that has all of the shows I do. I do 5 shows a week, so you can find me lots of places. I'm everywhere.
Britt, you want to go?
Oh, sure. I'm Britt. I'm at Atomic Firebird on the Twitter. I am in Alice's Call of Cthulhu game on Tuesdays. And I'm in a Tales from the Loop game on Wednesdays, and that's it right now. But I've also got a pinned post and stuff. I'm not as busy as Heavenly, my goodness.
Bonnie, you want to go?
I'm Bonishka on Twitter. Currently I play a Wednesday game on Scraticus. No, a Scraticus game on Wednesdays. And I am working on my own stuff in the background that isn't out yet, but once it is, it'll be all over Twitter, I'm sure. So thank you.
Cool. And I'm Hans, and you guys are on this channel, and there's really no reason to do more than that, because this is just like occasional one-shots where we're having fun. I like how low pressure it is. Please don't expect anything more out of this, because that works out really well for me. And that way we can have 30 minutes of audio problems, and then thank you guys for putting up with that. That's all I wanted to say about that.
Thank you, Hans.
So with that, my worst skill is rating. Does anyone have a suggestion of how to finish this up? Because I was about to just like finish and not do that. Come on, you know, like I do this a little. This is open to chat too. If you guys know somebody that we should be rating and throwing this over to, I think that's a good idea.
Do you know Jess? Go JG.
Yeah, is she live right now? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love.
Potato, thank you for the suggestion. What do you guys think? We've got 2 Academy alumni here that we could be rating. What are we going to do? I'm going to go with Go Jess because we're right there. So I think raid is just a raid, and Go _ JG better be right, because that's right there at the top of my list. So dun, 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 dun. I'm pushing a button. Did something happen? Let's see.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, that is all of my screaming skills. I have used all of them for one day. This is usually where we will stop doing our stream, but thank you guys very much. And it was a pleasure to play with all of you, and appreciate everybody coming out and watching.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Here we're going to stop doing the thing.